Hi everyone, my name is Bobby Howe, amateur radio call sign W9GRH. Welcome to my video. In this video, what I'd like to do is tell you about this new antenna that I've added to my collection here. This is a magnetic loop antenna that was developed by Larry W6LVP. So what I'd like to say is that this antenna works great. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. It reduces QRM at your shack, does at mine anyway. And it is dramatic. It really works well. I'm very happy with it. This is a receive only antenna. I use another antenna for transmitting, and there is a transmit receive switch that comes with the antenna that you interface into your equipment. For this video, I'm going to demonstrate how well this antenna works by using my ICOM IC7300 radio. It's dramatic how well this thing works as far as reducing QRM.
So here we are watching and listening to some stations on the 20-meter band. This is a Sunday night, about 8 p.m. locally. You can see the transmit receive switch, the W6LVP loop antenna transmit receive switch on top of the radio. You can see the signal strength of the station there on the band. Now I can switch off the transmit receive switch remotely, and just my ordinary HF horizontal loop antenna will be connected, and watch the QRM come up. Here we go. You can see the stations are still there, but the QRM is terrible. Now I'm going to turn the transmit receive switch back on, which will connect the magnetic loop back into the circuit. Here we go. And you can see what a dramatic effect it has.
Roger, thank you.
Now here we are on the 40-meter band, and you can see and hear a station coming in. And I'm using the magnetic loop antenna in the circuit right now. Now I can switch off the transmit receive switch, and the QRM won't necessarily come up. However, the signal strength will drop significantly. Here we go. I'm going to switch it off now. And you can see and hear that the station's signal strength drops significantly. I'm going to switch the magnetic loop, W6LVP magnetic loop, back into the circuit remotely here. Watch what happens. Watch and hear what happens. You can see and hear that the signal strength increases greatly.
Copy, you're 59 Michigan. Thanks for the contact and the park.
So this antenna, this W6LVP magnetic loop antenna, really works.
So now I'm going to move in with a lot of close-up shots of this antenna to show you how I put it together. So here's some still shots of some of the equipment that I used to put this antenna together. Started out with an antenna rotator. I got this from Amazon. Here's a picture of the box it comes in. Then we have a few shots of the actual controller itself. This stays in the shack along with the remote control. And here are a few shots of the rotator itself. The control cable for the rotator goes in at the very bottom on the side. Then there is a screw that you remove and a panel flips up where you can make the electrical connections. Once again, I didn't go for really pretty on this assembly, but rather I went with functional. Here is how I mounted the cover for the antenna amplifier box. I cut 2 slots into this piece of PVC pipe. It's about 36 inches long. You can see one of the slots here that allows the RG6 to enter the center of the pipe, and then another slot a little higher up gives me a place where I can secure the RG6 to keep it from twisting and unscrewing the F-type connector from the antenna amplifier box. And then the F-type connector on the RG6 cable will connect to the antenna amplifier connection box. You can see the assembly here that allows the loop to circle around one extra time to allow the loop to go through and give some mechanical stability. If you look at that part of the assembly, it's kind of self-explanatory. So when I assembled this antenna, I didn't do it according to the directions given by Larry, W6LVP, the builder of this antenna. And I talked with him about it, and he said, you know, it's your antenna. You can build it however you like. So I did. My objective was to make this antenna smaller. I'll show that as we go along, show a lot of still shots up close, and you can see that it is a physically smaller antenna, but still works great. The reason I've done that is because I intend eventually to put this antenna in my attic, actually fairly soon, I hope, leave it up there and let it work up there. The main difference between what I put together and the way this antenna came from Larry, W6LVP, is that in his directions, the loop is just one giant circular piece of coax. Mine doubles over one time, so it's 2 loops instead of 1. The lumber on the bottom, piece of 2x4, where the antenna rotator attaches, mounts between a couple of ceiling joists up in the attic. You can see a shot of the antenna amplifier box here. What this picture does not show is the F-type connector which sits on the bottom, and that F-type connector sits on the pipe in such a way where it's in the center of the PVC pipe. These images here show some 3/8" cable ties that I used another tie wrap to tie them together, which allows the 2 loops of antenna coax to be parallel to each other and gives me 2 loops instead of 1. I secured the bottom of both loops to the PVC pipe, as you can see here. This is 1.25" PVC, by the way, PVC pipe. And that is a quick tour of the antenna through a series of still shots. Once again, this thing is not really pretty. I didn't go for pretty on assembling this antenna. I went for structurally sound so that it holds together well. So for now, I've simply put this antenna together, and I'm in the bedroom that is next to my shack. My shack is on the other side of this wall in the room next door. So it's basically at floor level inside my house. It still works great. It really does. When I put it in the attic, it's going to work even better. That's the objective, to take this antenna. I reduced it in size, going to mount it in the attic, and there, hopefully, it's going to remain. So that's about it for this video. I would ask you please to hit the thumbs up button, like my video, and also subscribe to my channel. I really enjoy making amateur radio videos, and I hope you've liked this one, and I plan on making a number of others. Okay, so my name is Bobby Howe, W9GRH 73, and click on one of the other links that are shown on the screen to see some of my other videos. Thanks.